All right, so the biggest news probably over the weekend was Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson being announced for
Oh,
July 20th
makes no sense.
on Netflix. I think Netflix is probably like the first ever live streaming.
Yeah, Netflix
sport.
into sports.
Yeah.
So this is big because this is our canary in the coal mine. If you're, again, however you feel about Jake Paul, I love the guy, but however you feel about him, this is good for MMA. This is good for combat sports because you're using him as the canary in the coal mine. If this goes well, the executive at Netflix, there's actually something to this fight stuff. And then the UFC just comes trailing behind. They're looking for a TV right deal. Right now they're negotiating it. This can be the first test. You want this to go well. Even though it's ridiculous, right? You want this to go well because then the UFC can parlay off this and get a huge deal, and it's on Netflix. There's no one bigger in the game than Netflix. So this is a good thing. Jake Paul is taking one for the team here.
And what do you think, though? Like,
here's my question. This is what I want to know. Is it real? Like,
so
meaning, is this like Roy Jones versus Mike? Because it could be a disaster. If it's like the no hit into the face, remember all that bullshit?
That'd be stupid.
If it's like a glorified sparring match, you're going to ruin it for us. Mm-hmm. If it's real, if this is real, and Jake Paul at 100%, Mike Tyson 100% at 56, wherever he is, Mike uses a cane to get around sometimes. Here's the thing. Jake should knock him out. Now, if Jake thought he had haters before, if you knock out the beloved Mike Tyson, my man, the hate meter is going to read red hot. I don't think he cares. And remember, Jake got his start on Mike Tyson's card.
Yeah, the Roy Jones one, right?
Yes. So I just don't know how serious to take this. Regardless of whatever this is basically the Trojan horse. This is getting into the gates. It goes well. The UFC is going to follow behind. This is good. You want this to go well if you're an MMA fan. Not because you love Jake Paul, but because you love MMA. This is good because other fights, combat sports will follow. This is the trial. We want this to go well. The whole thing is like, is it a glorified sparring match?
They never said.
Because I know they're friendly.
They never said exhibition. It just says boxing, so it should. And plus, I mean, I don't know. Even though Jake's so much younger, like 30-something years younger, it's still like someone who's like this vet of boxing who's really, really good versus a guy that just started boxing. So I think they could commission it and sanction it.
They could sanction it. Yeah. I just have some questions about that. But again, you want this to go well. You want this to go well.
You think it's going to do big numbers, right? Tyson versus Jake Paul.
I think so. Wow.
Yeah. On Netflix, too.
Wild.
So I guess if you have a subscription, it's free?
Yeah. Wild.
Oh, really? It's not like a...
I imagine if you have Netflix subscription, so it's not free, but you're paying for Netflix, right. But I imagine you could just watch it on Netflix.
Oof, that would be huge.
Because when they did the Chris Rock live special, you could watch that live. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to pay extra for that.
Yeah,
so
I've never heard of Netflix.
I don't think they're on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They just pay for the rights and hope people subscribe. That's where their money's at.
And dude.
That's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
You want that to go well for combat sports.